Hello, cinephiles, and welcome to Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where three idiots talk about movies. And today, we are going to dive into the kerfuffle that is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Just a reminder.
You too with this kerfuffle?
What a
Just
kerfuffle.
a reminder that there are spoilers ahead for movies and TV shows that you may not have seen yet. Just know that you've been warned. There are a couple references that I'm probably going to make to some other films that star Gerard Butler, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Going on to...
Oh, I have a special announcement to make, but you're going to have to wait till the end of the episode, so
Wow. All right.
stay tuned. Yeah.
Wow, leave us hanging. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump into everyone's favorite segment. This week in Hollywood.
Holy shit, that was so loud in my ear.
I heard that because it echoed in mine.
Oh my... Well, yeah, I was like, my headset was like right next to it. All right, hold on. Okay, let's start this week off with some awards, shall we? So, Tar, starring Cate Blanchett, has officially been named Best Picture of the Year by the National Society of Film Critics. Along with Tar, the film Everything Everywhere All at Once also takes home the Best Film Award from the Film Critics Association. Oh my god, that's a mouthful. Both films have received raving reviews, not only from critics, but from regular viewers as well. So congrats to both films. You guys both deserve it. And, oh, now onto a headline I wrote just for Big Lou. You're going to really like this one.
Yeah, I already saw it. So, for those of you who don't already know, one of my favorite comedians is Bert Kreischer. I also consider him my spirit animal as far as when I'm drinking. So, Bert Kreischer's action comedy, The Machine, co-starring Mark Hamill as his estranged father, hits theaters on May 26th. Did you know, as a fun fact, because I've seen Bert Kreischer's father on his Netflix special, The Cabin.
Fun facts with Lewis.
Yes. On the Netflix special, The Cabin, Bert Kreischer's dad does come on at some point. And I believe, I don't know if he actually won anything at the Olympics, but I believe Bert Kreischer's dad was actually like a former Olympian. Like he actually went to the Olympics. I think for track and field, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I'd have to go back and check it out. So, the movie's name is based on his 2016 stand-up special of the same name, and probably the most famous story and joke that he tells. According to Bert, it's actually based on a true story. He actually did go on a trip to Russia and get involved with the Russian mafia. Anyway, the film finds Kreischer, 23 years older and none the wiser, when an alcoholic Russian mobster, played by Iva Bebich, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry, comes back into his life to kidnap Kreischer and make him pay for his past deeds. Another ghost from his past arrives in the form of his estranged father, played by none other than Mark Hamill.
Classic.
The film is directed by Peter Atencio, known for several Jordan Peele adjacent projects, including Key and Peele, Keanu, and The Twilight Zone.
What an interesting IMDb.
Yeah, that's an
Key and
interesting
Peele,
plate.
Keanu, and The Twilight Zone.
What a spread.
What a spread. Now on to Isaiah with sports.
All right, I'm gonna try to get through this without dying. The latest horror movie film. Fuck, I screwed up within the first 5 seconds. That's great.
The latest horror movie film.
Yes, it's a movie film. Isn't that what what's his face said? It's a movie film. It's a movie and a film you want to see in the movies in the film. Like
Isn't it Harry Styles?
That's what Harry Styles
that
said.
says that?
And the latest horror film featuring the robot doll Megan has hit $45 million in the global box office. Surprisingly, the film has actually started the weekend off by beating Avatar: The Way of Water at the Friday box office by bringing in $11.7 million at the start of a 3-day weekend period. The Avatar picking up 11.4 at the start of its fourth weekend. Well, Avatar has since been retained the top spot, obviously. And it probably will for a while. Megan has taken a solid second place and is still in theaters now if you'd like to go watch some creepy killer dolls, which Moist Critical's review just dropped today about Megan, and he's got some surprising takes on it, which I think everybody should see.
Good or bad?
Pretty good, actually. Like, he went in, basically the way he kind of explained it is that if you go in one way, you're not gonna like it, but it might surprise you. But
Okay.
the way it's advertised is not what it is, basically.
The way it's advertised is not what it is?
Yeah. So, like, you're
Okay.
like, you're expecting you're expecting like AI Chucky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently it's
Basically.
not AI Chucky until like the end. But it's not bad. Like, it's not terrible.
I mean, like, I've seen the trailer for it, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
If you know Moist Critical, you know that he's a connoisseur of terrible movies, and that's what he was expecting when he saw the trailer too.
I just watched his review on The Hobbit. It was very funny. I don't know if you saw it. It was hilarious. Well done. Oh, it's me. So, Chris McKay's upcoming movie, Renfield. I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for this, but get ready. It has caught the attention of many moviegoers because it features Nicolas Cage as none other than Dracula, as well as the great Nicholas Hoult, I think is how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And also Awkwafina, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that's besides the point. Renfield is a present-day comedy about Dracula's lackey Renfield, which is played by Holt, as he falls in love with a traffic cop, Awkwafina, and seeks to extricate himself from the tyranny of his blood-sucking boss, which is Nicolas Cage. The trailer's out now, and it's definitely interesting. And the film will be premiering in theaters April 14th. So you guys have to watch it. It's just...
I got the poster before I saw the trailer, and we all looked at it. Me and like several bosses were looking at it, like, what the hell is this? This looks so stupid.
Yeah.
And then we saw the trailer, and I was like, okay.
It looks exactly like what it's trying to be. It's not my cup of tea, but I know Lewis has a love for Nicolas Cage. So.
Yeah, no, this is definitely would be on the... So I always say Nicolas Cage either does great films or garbage. There is no in between. This looks like
What do
garbage.
we classify National Treasure as?
Garbage.
Classic. No, it's a classic.
It is not garbage.
It is a classic. It is national treasure.
Thank you.
National treasure is a national
literally-
treasure.
on the scale. Okay, so let me put it on the scale of Nicolas Cage films. It is garbage.
Okay.
But as a film itself,
What are we comparing it to other than Pig?
Pig.
It's just Pig.
Because what's the one where he's like, not the beast?
Oh, that's the Wicker
What's
Man.
that one?
Yeah, I
The
think
Wicker
so.
Man.
Oh my god, that's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's bad. That might be lower than this new film. Anyways,
But I also wanted to throw in. Did you say tyranny?
yeah, tyranny.
It's tyranny.
No, it's not. It's tyranny.
No,
It's tyranny.
It's definitely
It
tyranny.
can be either or. It's like caramel,
I
caramel.
don't think it's like a data thing. I think it's
that's
tyranny.
not the way tyranny works. Now you have me saying it tyranny. We're just-
Whatever. Go
We're
ahead,
just
Lewis.
ganging up on Beth as usual.
We're gonna move past it.
Moving on to the iconic director Ridley Scott is currently working on his sequel to Gladiator. Actor Paul Mescal has now been locked down to star in the upcoming movie. You may know him from movies that the movies Normal People or After Suns. I know neither of these, but with Paramount backing the new movie, we could possibly see the sequel finally shooting this year. Now, Isaiah with the sports again.
I never saw Gladiator 1. Did you guys see
Yes.
it?
I did see Gladiator.
Is it good?
It
It's a
is
very
excellent.
good movie. Are you not entertained? Lastly, the first official sneak peek of the upcoming Gran Turismo movie is out. Not most movie promotional campaigns kick
Why?
off. We'll get to it with teasers or trailers, but when you're Sony, you have Gran Turismo in your hands. Apparently, you're gonna opt for behind-the-scenes promos first. The script is written by American snipers Jason Hall and King Richard Zach Balin. Based on a true story, the film is the ultimate wish fulfillment tale of a teenage Turismo player whose gaming skills won him a series of Nissan competitions to become an actual professional race car driver. The film will premiere August 11th, which is gotta be the weirdest plot I've ever heard.
It's based off of the game. Or off a true story, I mean. So sorry. So someone was an actual gamer and they were like, oh, these skills completely apply to real life.
Yeah.
Yes, I play Call of Duty. I can join the military.
He's like, yeah, I played GTA. I know how to drive.
Fair.
Well,
Anyways, that concludes This Week in Hollywood. You can find all of our sources cited in the Discord channel. You asked why Gran Turismo?
I mean,
Why?
it was really more just why are they making more video game related things again? But now that you explained that it's based on a true story,
Well, I'll agree that I think that they need to stop with the video game adaptations. However, I am very excited for The Last of Us. So,
well,
I
there's
at the release
I'm
of
one
this
to talk.
episode, the show will be out. We probably would have watched it by then. So stick tuned next episode.
Oh,
Maybe you'll hear a
yes.
tidbit about it or not.
or this is the end of the podcast because I'll be so engrossed in the show. that I'll never come out from my hole.
So there are certain things that I would exclude from this push to make more video game related films or shows. One of them being
Witcher.
The Last of Us. No, The Witcher I really don't think should have been made into a show. It did pan out well in the first 2 seasons, I believe. And then everything else has kind of just dropped severely in quality, but it didn't need to be made into a show. It was my initial opinion. Last of Us, I could understand making it into a show. That actually has a very good premise for making it a show. But like, I remember I sent you guys in our group chat the other day where they're talking about making a God of War show, and it's just like, why?
And like Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands movie, Gran Turismo.
Now, Lilith is going to be played by Kate Blanchett, I believe.
Who is?
From Borderlands. Kate Blanchett?
Lilith? Okay. Here's the cast member I'm worried about, and they have to pick very well, is Tiny Tina.
Her name is Ariana Greenblatt, which I have never seen her before. Oh, she's going to be the child in 65. The Adam Driver movie.
The other one last sidebar I meant to jump into before we jump into my Big Lou's Big Brews. I meant to mention Beth in the original Gladiator film, which was released in 2000.
Yeah.
The year you were born. Anyway.
Whoa. Don't just out me like that, man.
I just doxed you, bro. Anyway, so the 2, I guess, main characters are played by Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes. So
it's just an interesting dynamic to see on screen.
Anyways, completely got derailed. Lewis, do you have anything on the menu today for your drink?
Yes, if the page would open. There we go. Okay. We're going to be pulling a drink from a
A drink from a what?
I was about to say drink from a cocktail, and then I just cut off of the word cock. We're going to be pulling a drink from a blog posted in 2018. The blog is known as Really Are You Serious? Apparently the author...
Are you serious?
Apparently the author is named Kristen. She has been blogging since 2005. She is a sarcasm-loving, straight-shooting, jeans and t-shirt wearing wife and mom of 4 girls, ages 16, 14, 10, and 9. This was in 2018.
Wow.
So
I love knowing this bio of her.
I'm reading this bio right here. She blogs about life as a mom and wife and includes funny stories, family travel, fitness, recipes, STEM, and more. Anyway, a new Jurassic World coming out has to be all nostalgic for the Jurassic Park I watched and read growing up. I mean, who doesn't think of that Jello jiggling scene every time they see Jello? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I should have done Jello shots.
I don't. I think of The Office.
What?
I know what she's talking about, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I should have done Jello shots. I digress, but after seeing so many of the trailers and teasers, I'm pretty excited for this movie too. What a letdown it was when you saw the movie, I'm sure. But the cocktail we're going to be talking about that she crafted is known as the Raptor Cocktail.
Okay.
The thing that I'm seeing, though, is that a lot of these cocktails have had the same theme in terms of color.
Green.
They're all very green.
Yes. But this one is...
Who would have fucking thought?
This one looks a little... like the way she made it green was different for in my opinion. So the slightly...
If this is anything like last episode, I'm going to leave right now.
No, this actually sounds like a well thought out recipe, not some...
Oh, it looks good. Yeah.
The slightly fruity and refreshing drink is perfect for your Jurassic World viewing party. What's not to love about the green, hint of tea on the top, and a maraschino cherry?
Love me some cherry.
To make this Raptor drink, you will need vodka, rum, Midori, which is where she gets the green, Blue Curacao, club soda, lemon iced tea, and the juice of a lemon. If you are more of a rum or vodka person, substitute one for the other. It doesn't really matter if you use both. And if you don't have lemon iced tea on hand, try adding a splash of cola to the top like a Long Island iced tea. So our ingredients are going to be 1 ounce of vodka, half an ounce of rum, half an ounce of Midori, half an ounce of Blue Curacao, 2 ounces of club soda, 2 ounces of lemon Arizona iced tea, and 1 juiced lemon. So we're going to mix the vodka, rum, Midori, and Blue Curacao into a shaker. You're going to shake that to combine it. Pour it into an on-the-rocks glass filled with ice. Add your club soda. Top off with your Arizona iced tea or Coke. if you're going to do it the Long Island way. Squeeze your lemon into your drink and enjoy.
Okay.
Very simple.
Very simple, definitely.
It sounds like an Isaiah drink.
It does sound like a.
It do sound
me.
like it. Well, Lewis, why don't you go first since it's your drink?
I like that she gave you the option to swap between vodka and rum.
Mm-hmm.
I would find either version of that to be refreshing in a sense. I know that Midori has a unique flavor to it. And Blue Curacao, despite being a blue, tastes like orange. So I would give it a 4 out of 5 for ingenuity and being crafted by a blogger mom who clearly has some kind of bartending training.
No, she's just a mother of 4.
She's just a mother of 4 who blogs.
She needs some powerful drinks, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, of course.
Isaiah, what about you?
I also give this a 4 out of 5. It's fruity enough for me. Also, the fact you can switch it between rum or vodka is a go-to for me.
You are a fan of rum.
I am a fan of rum, yes.
You are a rum guy. I think I would give it like a 3.5, maybe a 3.75.
Oh my god.
But I know Isaiah doesn't like it. Okay, I'll give it a 3.5 then. Why? I don't really know. I just think it's not my favorite. Like, it's not something I would really go for, but if someone gave it to me, I would drink it. It just sounds a little sweeter, and I'm also not a big rum or vodka person. I'm more of, I guess, I don't know, darker liqueurs. So, yeah, I guess the 3.5 would be my rating for it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it averages out to a 3.75 if you're giving it that rating, Beth. So
you can't escape it, Isaiah.
Before we go on to Beth's question of the day, we would like to take a moment to share a message from our sponsor. And we would also like to thank the sponsor of this episode, as we always do, Shaker and Spoon. Shaker and Spoon is a monthly subscription service that gives you bar-quality recipes and ingredients designed by award-winning mixologists. If you'd like to try out your very own subscription, head over to shakerandspoon.com and use our promo code SIPS10, that's SIPS10, to get $10 off your first subscription. Again, that's promo code SIPS10, SIPS10, to get $10 off.
Good job.
Thanks.
So today is another trivia day, boys. So get your thinking caps on, okay? Last episode we did Jurassic Park. This time we're not doing Jurassic World. This time we're doing just dinosaur trivia in general. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, great. We got Bing and Bong here. How are you guys doing today?
Hi, Bing.
Hi, Bong.
Who you calling Bing Bong?
Who you calling Pinhead?
All right, let's start with the first question. Question number 1. Which dinosaur fossil was originally mistaken for a type of bison? Was it A,
Bison.
Allosaurus, B, Stegosaurus, C, Buffalosaurus, or D, Triceratops?
Bing. Or am I Bong? Am I Bing or Bong?
Isaiah,
He's Bong.
you're Bong.
Oh, Bong. Hi, Bong. Is it not the Buffalosaurus?
Incorrect. Lewis, you have a chance to steal.
Bing, I'm going to say the Stegosaurus.
My Stegosaurus.
Also incorrect.
Okay.
Isaiah, do you want to take a chance to steal?
Oh, God. It's an Allosaurus?
Also incorrect.
Oh, wow.
It
all
was a
right.
Triceratops, clearly. So
We're
Apparently.
idiots. We're idiots. We should have
All right,
guessed.
well, you guys didn't get, no one gets that point because it was an obvious answer because process of elimination.
yes.
But, okay, so no points are given yet. Next question. When did dinosaurs become extinct?
Bing? Oh, Bong.
Do you want me to give you answers?
Bong.
Or do you
Yeah,
know it?
go ahead and give us answers first.
Because you paused and I was like, is there no answer?
Well, because I thought you guys would know, but apparently you're stupid. So
Oh, wow.
That is
Okay.
true.
Okay.
That is true.
Answer. Okay. Is it A, 65 million years ago, B, 2 billion years ago, C, 7 million, or D, 285 million?
Bing.
Bing.
Okay, Isaiah answered Bing when he's Bong. Come on. Get your shit together. Isaiah.
It's 65. Starring Adam Driver.
Correct. Starring Adam Driver. That's why I was like, they should know this because we just talked about it in the last episode. Okay. 1 point for Isaiah. Next question. What was the lifespan of the T-Rex? Was it A, 10 to 15 years, B, 50 to 60, C, 20 to 30, or D, 100 to 120?
Bing.
Lewis.
10 to 15 years.
Incorrect. Isaiah, would you like to steal?
Could it really be 30? Is it like, well, you said one of the options was 30 years?
I said 50 to 60, 20 to 30, or 100 to 120.
20 to 30.
Correct. 2 points for Isaiah now. 2-0. Next question. This could be for all the marbles here. Isaiah might just win if he gets this correct.
Marbles.
Question is, the meteor that many scientists believe killed the dinosaurs, right, struck in what modern day country? A, United States, B, Mexico, C, South Africa, or D, Australia?
Bing.
Lewis.
The United States.
Oh, incorrect.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in Utah for some reason.
Isaiah.
Utah's, I think, where they discovered.
That's Area 51.
That's Nevada.
I know. Isaiah, would you like to steal?
I'm gonna go with that is Mexico.
Correct. Isaiah won. Wow, 3-0. Lewis, you look like a damn fool.
I do look like a damn fool.
Were you even a dino kid growing up?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
Did you guys ever go through like a dinosaur phase?
Isaiah,
No.
that was 25 years ago for me. I don't remember.
Wait, 25?
That would have been 3.
3? Okay.
Wow.
No one goes through a dino phase.
No, that would have been
young.
my earliest memory of being a dino boy. And also, actually, because a certain nephew of mine is a big fan of dinosaurs at his age.
No, that's fair. I meant more of like the ones that would go to like the library and get like dinosaur books.
Oh, okay.
So like being able to read age.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't remember dinosaurs sticking out to me that much. I do remember having like books on like monsters like the Leviathan, the werewolf, that, you know.
Oh, he was one of those kids. Yeah. Anyways, that is my question of the day. Serving it up Gary's way. Thank you for entertaining me. Isaiah, are you okay? Yeah, Isaiah's been sick. He's a little under the weather.
I've been dying.
How you feeling now?
Well, better than I was 2 days ago. I was quite literally bedridden.
Yeah, we honestly thought you were going to be dead. I was already writing your obituary.
What a kind friend.
Does it have nice things in it?
Are they supposed to be nice? Anyways.
Actually, since me and Beth were having a conversation about King Iswald,
Yes.
much like the aptly titled Olympus Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler, we felt that our kingdom had fallen, being Isaiah.
See, I was making the reference
To Fallen Kingdom.
to
I know.
Jurassic World.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
know.
more relevant to
More relevant
No.
to the
See,
episode.
yeah.
because the movie we're about to discuss is a flaming dumpster, so I didn't want to refer to it really.
Oh, I am so excited to talk about this. Look at I just want to show you guys my notes.
that's a lot of notes.
That is a lot of notes.
Nothing good.
I didn't know she could write.
It's funny is I don't have a lot of notes.
The face she
You asshole.
Anywho.
Okay. Isaiah,
Yeah.
what you got?
Let's get into some facts and hope I don't die along the way. We're gonna
Or do hope.
Oh,
now.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's not good for my 401k. Anyway,
what about your Roth IRA?
that's also not good.
Oh my god. Anyways.
So, for the first fact today, the code name for this production was called Ancient Futures. Let me
That's lame.
just let that, settle in your brain for a second there. Ancient Futures. Yeah, okay.
It's in.
It's
fucking stupid.
It's very stupid. Now there's not I literally do not have a lot of facts. There's literally nothing about this movie that has not been said other than like
There's literally nothing interesting about this film.
it's kind of weird. Like there's a few things that like are very specific points that are pretty interesting, but like certain things that they said about working with animatronics or stuff like that has already been said multiple times by different actors throughout
Can I ask you this one question? Is there
Yes.
more than one animatronic in this film?
There is actually. There's 5.
5? Oh man, that is a fucking. That's one for the books. Let me write that one down.
So, for a second fact, the gyrosphere sequence was filmed in 2 parts, actually. The first being filmed at the Kualoa Ranch in Hawaii, which is, where all most of the island was shot in. And then 2 months later, they finished the gyrosphere sequence at Pinewood Studios in London, where they constructed a makeshift roller coaster, attached a gyrosphere to it, put the actors in it, and then threw them off a cliff.
Wait, threw them...
So
hold on.
So all right,
I'm trying to wrap my mind around that one for a second. So you said like a roller. So it's like roller coaster.
So there's no. So everything that has to do with like the land or them running and the gyrosphere with them, the dinosaurs chasing alongside of them, that was all in Kualoa Ranch in Hawaii. And then 2 months later, they finished that sequence with the part where they fly off the cliff and into the water. Mm-hmm. So in order to film that specific section. Was actually in Pinewood Studios in London, where they created a makeshift roller coaster on top of like storage containers, and then they put the actors inside of it, and then they dropped the gyrosphere on the roller coaster, which basically the actors said it was basically just the drop of a roller coaster. There's no build up; it's just the drop.
So it's like a mega drop.
Yes, because they wanted to get the authentic like dropping, and apparently they did it a few times, so they felt like they were 0G. But that's fun. Okay,
that's kind of interesting.
I just think it's interesting that they how to what do you call it? That 2 months between 2 months break in between, and 2 different like sides of the planet that they still somehow managed to make one sequence look together. Which that's movie magic. Now 5 animatronic dinosaurs were created. The caged T-Rex specifically took 8 puppeteers, with 1 person controlling the entire body.
Oh wow!
2 for the main neck, 1 for its eyes, 1 for the head, and 1 for its nostrils specifically to control its breathing, and another for the jaw.
Imagine being the nostril guy.
He's like, hey, we need more breathing.
You need to flare.
Now, this is where it gets. We're gonna go to some interviews, which is absolutely hilarious, because we got a special against from Tom Holland of all people.
Oh God, does he spoil the movie?
He does.
Does he really?
He does. Okay, so during
he's like, guys, the dinosaurs aren't real. Spoiler alert.
So during a recent visit to Entertainment Weekly Radio with co-star Bryce Dallas Howard, Chris Pratt revealed that it was none other than his Spider-Man Homecoming star Tom Holland who spoiled the entire plot to the very movie that he was in. So this is before Chris Pratt had like heard any scripts, had actually gotten anything noted about Fallen Kingdom. He was just like hired on to do the thing. But the young actor spilled the beans while he was on set working the same on the same lots when they were shooting their Marvel projects, and Tom Holland became privy to all the top secret details based on the movie that Chris Pratt is in. Tom, of course, knows the director Jay Boyena. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, because of the film The Impossible in 2012 that they had done together. So Boyena just kind of gave Holland all the detailed accounts of all the stuff that he was going to do for the movie, to which he then shared to Pratt. And then when Pratt finally got a hold of the script, he was like, "Holy crap, it's all here." He wasn't lying.
Oh my God. That's so in character, though.
Yeah, Tom Holland completely spoiled Fallen Kingdom for Chris Pratt before he even though he was the one hired to be on the movie. And for our final fact, in an interview with Vulture, Jeff Goldblum said that he does not mind when he gets asked to do roles that essentially play himself on the big screen. People write, as he quotes,
it's like any Jeff Goldblum movie.
The people write Jeff Goldblum-y parts, and they want me to do them, and that's fine. He said, I think I can even do a better version of it. So no, this little Jeff Goldblum row that I'm in hoeing is still adventurous.
Oh my God.
This is the second person to say they're hoeing. Who was the first person that said they were hoeing?
Michael Myers. Oh. That was one of our episode names, I think, because of it.
It was John Carpenter. John Carpenter hoed out, and so is Jeff Goldblum, apparently.
That's it. Oh, man. Well, that was not a lot of facts.
No, it was not, because there was not much going on in this movie.
There was a lot going on. It just wasn't anything important. Yes.
True.
That's the catch there. So who wants to go first? Because this is going to be a fun one for all of us, I think.
I'll go. I'm gonna stand by this statement and saying that this was the best Jurassic Park film ever.
He couldn't even finish the
I can't even
sentence.
say that with his, I was trying to refer back to when I kept defending that Phantom Menace was the best Star Wars film ever made.
No, Solo is the best Star Wars film ever made.
Where do I start?
The movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out where to start exactly.
I think the director was thinking the same fucking thing.
Yeah, honestly. The pacing was atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
To me.
I have that. That was one of the things that bothered me as well.
Yeah, no, the pacing goes from years after what happened in Jurassic World to fucking the volcanoes exploding and they're running from lava and other dinosaurs to now it's slowed down again because they're trying to get onto a boat or they're on a boat and they're transferring blood between two dinosaurs to back up again to back down. The pacing was absolute garbage throughout this entire film.
It's awful.
Which also ties into the plot of this film being awful because most of it just wasn't cohesive. One of the things that stands out the most as just having no fucking reason to be there was the mention of Lockwood's granddaughter being a clone of his daughter. What? I don't even think that was like plot driven. I think that was just tossed in there, you know?
You guys haven't seen the next movie, right?
No.
No, I have a feeling it plays a role. Am I correct?
Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay.
So another thing related to this like lack of cohesiveness to the actual plot, the mosasaur escaping in the beginning only to be featured in like one of the last scenes randomly about to eat a fucking surfer. 0 sense to me. Like if you had tied it in where it's like when they're trying to get the boat, like they're trying to get the ship over to wherever they're going initially and the mosasaur attacks the ship, maybe that makes sense to me. Maybe you have the scene where the mosasaur gets released towards the end of the film. No. It's just so it could be tied into Ian Malcolm randomly saying, "Welcome to Jurassic World," because dinosaurs have been released. Not even like
Is that your impression?
Yeah, that was my impression of Jeff Goldblum's Ian Malcolm saying, "Welcome to Jurassic World," because a few dinosaurs got out into the wild when none of them can reproduce. At least in theory.
Finds a way.
The feature of having Ian Malcolm, I feel like was an attempt at a cash grab. I don't feel like it did much because I don't really see it doing.
Only there, like you just said, to bring viewers in. It's like, oh, he's in it. It's going to be good if the original member's in it. Yeah. But then we know how that turns out for the next film. So
exactly. So there's that. There is the lack of creativity with the name for the Indoraptor. You could have named it anything else besides referring immediately back to the Indominus Rex.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what because obviously Indominus, Indo is in there. So
I thought it meant without like creator or something.
There's gotta be, there's a root. It means something. Look it up, facts guy.
Oh, it just means, the Latin root is internal.
Yes.
That's stupid. That's not even.
And if you look it up in etymology in general, it's of or pertaining to India. So definitely not related.
Okay, so they're just not creative.
I think Indominus was supposed to mean like without owner, without master. Sure.
Without so I mean I guess that would refer to like, it being at the top of the food chain without master, essentially. Like nothing can kill this. Nothing hunts this. This hunts everything else. So the Indoraptor, again, was supposed to be the ultimate killing machine. There's so many holes throughout the entire film of like just filled in with like, oh yeah, here's some action. There's no actual story. Here's just some action. I didn't see the need to show, what's his fucking name? Chris Pratt and
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard. There's no reason to have them suddenly have like they broke up, but now they're getting back together, and now they're going to take care of it.
They were on a break. Okay, it's fucking Ross and I almost said Ross and Chandler.
basically.
Ross and Rachel.
Yeah, Ross and Rachel. But it didn't really fit the story. It would have made more sense that, like, maybe he's off doing something and she needs to call him back.
Right.
But instead it's like, no, they broke up and they want to make it like a comedy moment where it's like Chris Pratt thinks he left her, but she's all like, I left you, I told you to leave. So
missing a lot of tone. Is
just very lacking in tone, in plot, cohesiveness, in actual substance to some of the choices they made. It's
literally just a moving picture. It's not even a movie or a film, because there's nothing else other than the fact that it has moving pictures that makes it anything that's even worth like rating well, As
far as, like actual action scenes, I think the one thing that did seem fitting was the Indoraptor taking the dude's arm when it tried to take his tooth.
Yeah, that was good. That was
well done.
That
felt
like you said, fitting.
That was the one sign of cohesiveness behind.
Where it was like, oh, there was actually some thought behind this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, the rest of it was just atrocious. And as much as I did enjoy watching that scene, or watching Mills get like bit in half by the T-Rex and the other unnamed dinosaur, the scene where you see the guy who's like a knockoff Donald Trump about to get eaten by the Indoraptor. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laughing.
No, I know. Oh. He's definitely like a discount Walmart Donald Trump. But other than that, beyond the sparse moments of action and seemingly fitting scenes, the rest of the film does not hold itself up on its own fucking legs. And it gets it's hard to even give it a rating.
Yeah, that's bad.
Wow, yeah.
I'll give it a 0.5.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
You've given it a half star. Wow.
I've given it a half star out of 5 stars, yeah.
Is
that your lowest rating?
No, I think I gave something a 0.
It was that one film that you had to watch for the listeners episode. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that was funny. That was a good one.
It's on Hulu right now. I think I'm gonna watch it just for kicks.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to just want to put a special note in for this. This movie came out in June of 2018. I was working in June of 2018, and everybody was very excited after Jurassic World to watch this movie. So we had a midnight screening for all the employees.
Aww.
I got out of that movie at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was walking, and this was before I had a car, so I was waiting to get picked up. And since it's 3 o'clock in the morning, downtown area, there's no cars, so I'm just walking through the middle of the street, thinking about the absolute terrible thing I just saw.
Contemplating,
and I verbally yelled in the middle of the street, "What the hell was that?" I'm sure I woke someone up. I'm sorry if I did.
That's so
One of our listeners is going to be, "You woke me up 5 years ago."
That was you?
I'll go through the movie as I explain it. But I would like you to just like, my opinion has not changed. So my initial thoughts from when the movie officially came out is exactly the same as it is from a few days ago when I watched it again. Okay. So just want to put that out there. Now, CGI sometimes looks bad, sometimes looks good. I think specifically the CGI that looks bad is when they show shots of the mansion where it just looks.
Oh my god, it looks so bad.
Like it looks out of place because like you'll have like these flat gravel areas surrounded by trees, and they're so contrast to each other that you can tell that it's just digitally entered in there, and it's just
Compton. Yeah,
it looks so bad. Now, I don't know why the first half of this movie, anytime there's anything, a car driving on a road, trees. The soundtrack acts as if we're seeing the most magical thing on planet Earth. It is so overly swelled, and it's like, and it's like, I'm just looking at, bro, we're transitioning from like North Dakota to like the harbor. Calm down.
It was like, I know exactly a scene that made me think of the same thing was when they're on the roof and like the glass roof, and it's like fucking like Duel of the Fates is playing basically, and it's just Chris Pratt looking at the dinosaurs like, why is there like a fucking Gregorian chant going
I'm not
on
even talking
right
about
now?
that. That part makes a little more sense. I'm talking about in the beginning of the movie when they're just doing transition shots from like establishing places. They're doing like a simple establishing shot, and it's acting as if it is the climax of the movie because it's got like a full-on orchestra going.
Claire showing up to find Owen is what I thought of.
Claire showing up to find Owen, like just nailing on the house, but like the transition of her driving through the woods was basically as if, it was the end of the movie. It's like, oh my God, I found my long lost love. I thought you died 15 years ago. Kind of like level of music. And I was like, what is the why?
Yeah, I totally agree that it was at times overly distracting and overly unnecessary.
Justice Smith, his character, don't like him. Super annoying. Oh my God.
Is that the villain?
No, Justice
or antagonist?
No, the hacker. Justice Smith, the hacker.
Oh, Franklin.
Yeah, I don't even know his name.
Is that who you're talking about?
I guess I don't even know his name.
The like a little nerdy guy who was like a little bitch.
Yes.
He made me think of you. No, I don't mean it like because of that part. I mean, he looks like you. Like you could be cousins. Isaiah's so offended right now. I can hear it.
I think he's good for a very specific role, and there's not enough roles for him to be able to do that stuff with.
Right.
And what do you call it? He plays the character well because that's what he's supposed to do. I just don't like the character because the character's just annoying.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. He's there also for like comedic relief when it's not necessary. Like the like really high pitched screeches. It's like, dude, shut up. No one thinks this is funny.
Someone tell me why his photo on Wikipedia looks like it was shot on like a fucking razor phone.
Yeah, what the fuck? What is this photo?
Now, when Lockhart tells Discount Trump here to call the police, I don't know why he expected him to actually do that. That's kind of stupid. That made no sense. Like, you're going to call the police and tell them what you did. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about I was talking about the auction guy being Discount Trump.
Oh, no, I was thinking of
Mills.
Mills would be Discount Eric, or not Eric.
Elon Musk.
No.
Musk.
The Trump's son. What's his fucking name? The one who like gave the Republican national speech or whatever.
Donald Trump Jr.
Was that Donald Trump Jr.?
I don't know. Anyway, now a main good thing. Now I understand that the reason they went to the island was to get Blue because Blue has very specific DNA stuff that to get right. However, why if they can create new dinosaurs, which they've proven they can create new dinosaurs because they made the Indoraptor, and that means they could technically just make the regular dinosaurs again. Why would they go and try to rescue as many dinosaurs as possible if technically all they really need is Blue? Like, that's it. I'm sure they could, I got to put up a facade so that these people would know. But they actually went and actually saved a bunch of dinosaurs. They didn't need to do that.
I guess because like more money. In a sense,
I guess, but
like they're just like, we'll just take them all because then we can just sell them all.
I guess. Doesn't really. It isn't like, why would you spend so much money and risk so much stuff to make $7 million? Which, oh, by the way, the money was so small. I was like, wow, $7 million, that's it?
For a dinosaur, that's like a house. I think, well, by a house, I mean like a mansion. But a dinosaur, I feel like would be at least 50 mil minimum.
I think they had hit like 120 at one point.
They hit
in the auction
$120 million after selling like 6 dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then when the Indoraptor came out, they started at like 25.
It just made no sense. I don't know. The money didn't make any sense. Anyway, when the cage is on the now, when they're doing the little auction, right? When the cage goes through the floor, the guy can't see half the bidders, so I don't know how he was seeing half the people who were bidding because the cage blocks his view of the other half of the freaking auditorium.
That's true. Just that left side just doesn't get anything.
Also, and now the main reason why I was contemplating this movie after I left and yelled in the middle of downtown was because of Maisie, the clone. And because she decided to release,
I saw your review on Letterboxd.
Yeah, you know what? There's no one. I can't put it a better way. That's what I wrote there is the best way I can ever state it. Child releases dinosaur because she's part dinosaur. I shit you not. That is literally what I wrote. In 2018, nothing has changed. That is why this movie is absolute garbage. I give it 1 out of 5. My thoughts are done.
Wow, he gave a higher rating than you, Lewis. That's incredible.
I wasn't sure how appropriate it was to even go up to a 1. So I aimed
I don't even know
low.
if it deserved a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
We do have to mention the... What is a Stegosaurus? Is it Stegosaurus, I think? That dies on the
I am
island?
a Stegosaurus. Oh my god.
the Brachiosaurus?
I'm still mourning over that.
That's
dinosaur.
also why it doesn't get a half star, because of that one scene.
That fucking scene is, yeah, that's literally the only reason why. That's like one of the only pros in this film.
I will have to change my rating to a 1 because that is a very moving scene.
It is very good. Very well done, if only the whole film was like that. You would think at this point they could get CGI down for dinosaurs. I said this in the last episode, and I still fucking stand by it because it's been a 3-year gap since the first Jurassic World, and that looked like shit. And then this one, like specifically the scene with the baby raptors, like when it's like the old footage of like Chris Pratt raising Blue and stuff. It looks so bad. Their shadows looks like they're not even physically there. They look like they're literally layered on top of the original footage. They're not like baked in at all. It looks awful. And I get that, like, I don't know. I don't get it, I guess. So that's the real thing. Then the volcano, right? We touched on the volcano. I really feel like it was never like established or talked about. They were just there, and then all of a sudden there was a volcano. No one was like, hey, there's a fucking volcano erupting as we speak. Maybe we shouldn't do this. You know what I mean?
Apparently the volcano was mentioned in the first book when they were on Isla Nublar. But yeah, and the movie wise, I've never noticed them ever
talk about it.
Yeah, it was like, also, you're building a park on an active volcano.
That is literally in what I have written down in all caps was what genius decided that putting a theme park on an active volcano was a good idea. They're like, hey, this will be good for maybe 5 or 10 years. And then whoever's there that day might just fucking die.
So to throw in 2 things here in regards to the volcano, I may be mistaken. I do remember them saying in the beginning of this film, at least, there was originally a dormant but now active volcano.
Very convenient.
I know. Yes, very convenient.
Very convenient.
The second thing I would have thrown in, not that everyone can make this assumption. It's more of a geographical thing to know that an island like that exists so far away from civilization on a normal sense. Geographically, you would imagine that there is a volcano there, but that's not a sort of common sense kind of thing, right? That's just like understanding and remembering the geography that makes up the Central Americas and the island territories such as Hawaii, the Maldives, and Fiji, and various others. But that would have been something that they definitely should have tied in throughout the other films. They could have mentioned like, oh, it is dormant, but there is a volcano. Kind of the way that was, one of the most famous eruptions was Mount St. Helens, being that it was dormant for a very long time, and all of a sudden you kind of just.
Yeah, I would agree that I would be a little more okay with it if they had somehow, even if it was just the last film, brought it up. But if they had brought it up in like Jurassic Park trilogy, that would have been a nice tie-in. But they just kind of threw it in for the sake of plot, and that's a no for me. Another issue I had was pretty much what Lewis said with the pacing of the entire film is just all over the page. It's up, it's down, it's left, it's right, it's everywhere but where it should be. And like there's no build up or payoff to the action sequences. They're just there purely for like eye candy. Just be like, wow, look at that explosion. Wow, look at that explosion. Like there's no I guess sense of like thrill or like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fun?
Yeah, there's no like, oh my God, what's going to happen next kind of feeling behind them because it's just so
It's what I think
thrown out. It's just vomit.
I think it's what oh my god, what Rise of Skywalker had, where like there was the setups and the payoffs were happening so fast back to back that like it would be, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
We have to do that.
You didn't have time to let it settle.
Yeah, there was no taking it in. It was just setup, payoff, setup, paid off, setup, paid off.
Exactly. And I think that's the reason why the whole entire movie I was just going, wait, what? Like the whole fucking movie, I was just like, hold on, I'm still trying to process what just happened in the previous scene, but now I'm immediately thrown into something new. I did like the dinosaur on the island scene where it's, you know, getting swallowed up by all the smoke. I thought that was well done. I think that they should have relied more on symbolic scenes like that. I do think that the volcano, as much as I've been ragging on it, I think it symbolized, you know, how dinosaurs did end up dying in the past with the meteor striking and stuff with all the rock. Like, just to see that in the film, it was kind of like a neat little nod to that historical event. At least that's how I interpreted it. If that's not what they intended, then bitch, here you go. I just fucking gave it to you. There was
someone's definitely be like, yeah, totally intended that.
Yeah.
Don't take that credit.
To jump on the symbolism thing, the one thing I think they tried to do like a symbolic scene, but they failed in a sense, was Lockwood's death. Because you just see Mills pick up the pillow, go off screen, and then all of a sudden the cane with the amber is on the floor, breaking. And it's like, okay, I understand that it is dramatic and it is symbolic of the death of Lockwood and maybe even a nod to Hammond no longer being around. But you could have done that very differently. You know, you could have shown a struggle ensuing. You could have shown something that would make sense of the cane just falling
more
over
emotional,
like that.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
right.
That was very detached.
Can we talk about how terrible of a father figure Mills is? I don't know if he is the actual father or whatever, but he's almost comically villainous. Like, it feels like a Disney movie where he's like, I'm going to lock this child away and I'm going to do literally everything terrible that like no human being, unless they're like a psychopath, would do, you know? And he doesn't seem like that because the way they're trying to portray him is just this greedy businessman. And the fact that he does it's just his character overall is just so unrealistic and so exaggerated, I think is the best way to put him. And then also the Dino daughter, not a fan. I don't understand what the point of that was or why that was included. I understand Isaiah said it's touched on in the next movie.
I could see it as a nod to the original trilogy, you know, because Lockwood finally explains what drove him and Hammond apart. But the way it was introduced, zero.
I also don't know if you guys noticed the Easter egg of when Maisie's in the elevator thing.
The dumbwaiter.
The dumbwaiter, thank you. The nod from that to the first film where, forget the little girl's name, is trying to close the like kitchen thing. I noticed that and I was like, oh, that's clever. Like, that was well done where it wasn't exactly the same scene where she's also in a kitchen and she's trying to do it, but it's similar enough to where it's like, oh, I see what you did there.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. But yeah, long story short, I think the biggest lesson learned from this film is just don't trust a man in a suit. I give it a 1 out of 5 and I never want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Oh, also one other thing. I think to add to the action sequences, I just felt like the dialogue in it felt off. I don't know what it was. The facial expressions, even everything just felt like it fell into this like uncanny valley, and I don't know why or what the factor was that made me feel that way. But I don't know. Did you guys feel like that? Like it was like
I I feel like that with everything Bryce Dallas Howard acts in. I mean, I've only ever seen.
I'm talking about Chris Pratt, actually, more specifically. All the action scenes, he felt weird. Like, he didn't talk at all in any of the action scenes.
Right. Or, that was something I forgot to mention, too, was like the where he got paralyzed, like he got tranquilized, and then all of a sudden.
Oh, God, don't even talk to me about that scene. I hated that scene.
It
that
wasn't
is not
even
how sedatives work.
Sedatives?
Tranquilizer, whatever.
Sedatives is what he was trying to correct you on.
Sedatives. Shut up.
That's what he was trying to correct you on. I just had to throw it in there for you.
Oh, one arm works, but the other one's not working. Let me just grab it. And it's like, it's so comedic. Yeah, so that was a shitty movie. Literally cannot talk about this movie anymore because it just grinds my gears.
It really grinds my gears, you know?
It like tickles my pickle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's not the right phrase, but...
What is it? Tickles my peach?
No,
I meant... No, I'm just saying tickle my pickle just doesn't
grinds
fit
my
here.
gears. It really... What's another one?
Fluffs my feathers.
Fluffs my feathers.
Causes a
Really?
kerfuffle.
No. Did Jacob tell you to say this? Because I'll go hit him if he
This
did.
entire episode was a kerfuffle, and this entire movie was a kerfuffle.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Well, thanks for listening to today's shit show. Hopefully the audio sounds okay. We're trying a different platform here. Remember to follow us on social media at Selfish Green Sips, and please share us with your friends, families, grandmas, aunts, uncles, grandpas, tias. What's the other one? Dios. Everyone.
She tried.
Make sure.
She tried.
Thank you. Hey, I got tias right. Make sure to tell them you can find us on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon and Audible and Google Podcasts as well. And you can also send us your movie suggestions by emailing us at silverscreensips@gmail.com. Our next listeners episode is January 30th. So be sure to send in your submissions before then so that we can pick our films and review them. Also, now that you have lasted this long, thank you. Here is our big announcement. Next week, we will be having a guest on our show. He is a producer and a director for multiple films and also short films. And we're really excited to have him on the show. So stay tuned for next week. That'll be our season finale, too. We'll be diving into Jurassic World Dominion.
Unfortunately.
I have been waiting for this moment for so long. I love shitty movies, so I'm excited. Anyways, see you guys.
Bye.